Hi, I'm Pokemon. That's right, Mom, like your mother. And aren't you blessed for making it to the third part of my series? Which Pokemon would each fighter from Super Smash Bros. Team up with, and why? So, let's get started.
Little Mac. Little Mac is the most OP character in the entire game and needs to be nerfed ASAP. Just kidding. But with that recovery, it would be nice to set him up with a flying type Pokemon, but not today. Plus his recovery is what makes him really him, and I think it's too late to remove his identity at this time. He would get Primate.
Its Pokédex entry states, when Primate becomes furious, its blood circulation is boosted. In turn, its muscles are made even stronger. However, it becomes less intelligent at the same time. This is without a doubt the Pokemon universe equivalent of a KO punch thirsty Mac.
Another entry states, some researchers theorize that Primate remains angry even when inside a Pokeball. I think Little Mac and Primate can both bond over this and maybe console each other's feelings, because Little Mac also probably feels angry even on the character selection screen, knowing he's probably going to end up helplessly falling to his doom.
Oh no!
Megaman. Megaman's standard and special moves use weapons copied from the bosses he's fought in the past, giving him very diverse projectiles. He would be the ultimate unpredictable jack-of-all-trades if paired with Savali. This Pokemon can employ specific memories depending on the item it holds to become any Pokemon type it wants. With this itinerary of moves and typings, Hero's Surprise RNG is trash in comparison to this coverage. However, this aesthetic though is really clean, so I might need to take this one back. And if we're gonna go on a more aesthetic-based route, I guess we could give, something like, Rob. The first Pokemon that came to mind when I thought about Rob was Magearna. It is known as the artificial Pokemon, which is the perfect match for an also artificial robot. Oh, look how cute they look together. It is said to have been created by a scientist of uncommon genius 500 years ago, so it's vintage, just like Rob. But although it may seem like a cold, hard machine, it has the power to perceive the emotions, thoughts, and feelings of other Pokemon. If a Pokemon is injured, Magearna will feel the other's pain and suffering, and will try as hard as it can to save them. Aww, this is an ideal trait to have in a good teammate. And I would love to see Rob and Magearna become the Nana and Popo of the robot world. Some of my choices were kind of mean-spirited and didn't exactly benefit the fighter, like I did with Jigglypuff and Sonic, because I hate them. But here's a nice wholesome choice to make up for them. Merry Christmas. Rosalina and Luma. Similar to Peach, Rosalina has a partner that sometimes suffers by taking the abuse for her. Instead of replacing Luna like we did with Toad, we'll keep Luma in the mix, but give her a friend. Or him a friend? Gender neutral? Minior. This Pokemon hurtles to the ground from space when its shell becomes too heavy, so it would probably hurt to get smashed in the head with one. It seems like a good match and fun sidekick for Luma. But other than possibly coming down and crushing the opponent, it's pretty useless. Strong impacts can knock it out of its shell, it usually becomes food for stronger Pokemon, and when its shell smashes revealing its core, and its pretty colors, it will quickly die out. Aww. So why did I choose it as Rosalina's partner? I don't know. Probably because it would look cool to have a color-changing star and a color-changing meteor. And I always thought Minior was a cool Pokemon because it comes in different colors that are revealed after its shell is cracked, which is an idea that I think is underappreciated and often forgotten. So I think it would be fun to give this Pokemon some spotlight, even if it's just for a brief and fleeting moment. Like its life. Damn bitch, you deep as hell. Wii Fit Trainer. Wii Fit Trainer has the ability to use a yoga move called Sun Salutation to charge up an energy ball. Because this power would require a lot of concentrated meditation, she would probably be really in tune with the psychic type big brain mind of Alakazam. Alakazam uses a move called Calm Mind to really concentrate and conjure up that power, kind of like a good Sun Salutation. Seeing a psychic mustache ice cream eater and this random hula hooping mannequin in yoga pants spike you in the face with a soccer ball would be some good wholesome entertainment for the whole family. Good job. Greninja. This tongue scarf ninja uses a log for clever counterattacks, which can be used as a weapon, but logs are also the home of Komala.
This Pokemon is known to cling on to a log pillow. It's born asleep and dies asleep.
Fun.
Exciting. But if it loses hold of its log or is unable to sleep well, it will thrash about wildly, which would make it difficult to avoid Greninja's log without being murdered by this crazy comatose creature. Its saliva can also be used as medicine for the sick, so it can lend some spit to heal Greninja's health. Usually I feel bad for characters being used and abused in battles, like Toad, but because Komala is asleep its whole life anyway, he won't even realize, so who gives a shit? Pacman! I don't know about you, but I kinda hate him. If you aren't familiar with the way Pacman works, you might look at this thing randomly producing fruits and other little turds out of its hands and shitting out water-spraying fire hydrants on the fritz on your head out of nowhere. You might just ask yourself, what are you even doing? What are you? What am I looking at here? Kind of like Unknown. Some people think that Unknown doesn't really serve much purpose because it can only learn one move and they have way too many boring-ass forms that nobody wants to bother collecting. What even are they? What's the point? But if these guys were to team up, it would be fun staring at this character in confusion while also trying to decipher messages floating around all over the stage written by this thing. That would be disorienting enough to lose all concentration and get blasted by one of these. Blah! But whenever I'm making fun of Pacman, I always take it back when I remember that he eats ghosts.
Yum.
Whoa, weird, cool. And he sleeps like this, so he's actually dope. Palutena. Her staff and magic are great for covering the air, but she has a hard time controlling the ground beneath her. A perfect job for Excadrill, known as the Drill King. This Pokemon can tunnel through the ground at speeds of over 90 miles per hour, which is sure to cover the area down below on the ground where Palo has trouble hitting from above. Just when the opponent thinks they're safe out of reach down below, they might get drilled by this little guy from underground when they least expect it. And this beautiful goddess looks good paired with this handsome dirt rat. Robin. Robin is able to wield the Levin Sword and 4 different tomes, giving him a big itinerary of moves to work with. But these weapons can only be used a certain number of times, so you need to keep a close eye on the battle situations at hand. A good sword companion to Robin would be Aegislash, which gives him more versatility by being able to alternate between shield form and blade form, allowing him to switch from being defensive to offensive, in addition to being able to switch between spells. Its dex entry says that it has spectral powers that allow it to manipulate others, and once it used its powers to force people and Pokemon to build a kingdom to its liking. In addition to the wide array of moves this duo will possess, the power of manipulation is always a good one that is sure to mess with any opponent.
It's time to tip the scales, am I right?
Corrine. Corrine has a sword with a long range and produce dragon fangs, which can impale you like spears. She would work well with Escavalier.
By the way, I just realized now that Corrine doesn't wear shoes. But at least she wears gloves, I guess.
This Pokemon uses the shell it stole from a Shelmet to defend themselves, and would serve as good protection for Corrine when she's suffering from her slow recovery time. In a vast sea of sword fighters, I think it would be fun to add in a medieval times jousting match, just to spice things up a little bit, you know? Shulk. Shulk has access to 5 arts: Jump, Speed, Shield, Buster, and Smash, and each is indicated by a different color. A master of art with an array of different colors would benefit from having an artist on their side. So Shulk would partner up with everyone's favorite painter, Smeargle. This Pokemon is best known for its ability to use the move Sketch, which permanently copies the last move used by the opponent. Being able to paint the last color art move that Shulk just did can help Shulk use multiple moves at once, making this crafty artist a pretty colorful guy. Mewtwo. I think it's easy to associate Mewtwo with Mew because its name is in it and it was cloned from it and they were in the movie together. But if you think I'm gonna pair Mewtwo with Mew, you would be correct. No, just kidding. What am I, a basic bitch? He's going to be paired with the only one that I think he would work well with, because he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that necessarily likes teamwork or group projects. But after years of painstaking research, I finally found a partner suitable. It's Baidu! Now, before you think I just picked this to be silly, haha funny, which I partially did, there's more reason than just that behind it. Hello, what do you think this is? A non-factual channel? This is all real shit.
Its dex entry says, with nerves of steel, nothing can perturb it. It is more agile and active than it appears. So it's brave, fast, and generally a pretty nice guy. So if Mewtwo's gonna get along with anybody, it's gonna be this guy. But why Bidoof and not its stronger evolution, Bibarel? Well, that's another reason why this page is straight up facts, son. Mewtwo can be an easy target because it has a very large tail, but Bidoof, he doesn't have a tail. And if that is a tail, then it is really small. If he doesn't have a tail, it might be one. But his evolution has a bigger tail, so we're gonna go with the one with the small tail. He's a little plump mouse, Pokemon go plump with the small one. Go with it. Ooh, yeah. I hope you enjoyed that song. It says right here, Bidoof is a combination of beaver and doofus, slang for a stupid person. Gasp! Do they even know who they're messing with here? He's friends with Mewtwo, and he strikes back, goddammit, he strikes back! Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. is kind of a random character, and I'm all about giving some random Pokemon that you probably never think about some appreciation as well. My favorite one of his moves is the Buzzsaw Dash, and the shape of the saw kind of reminds me of the shape of a gear that makes up everyone's favorite Pokemon, Clink Clang. Kind of like how everyone's favorite character from Super Mario is Wendy. Bowser Jr. also relies on a lot of mechanical moving parts, like his clown cart and his wind-up bombs, and Clink Clank functions as an energy tank that fires energy into its spike to spin at high speeds and power vehicles like these with rapid force. But, that's not all. After further researching everyone's favorite Pokemon, Clink Clank, I discovered that its latest dex entry from Pokemon Shield, it's a real doozy. It says the 3 gears that compose this Pokemon spin at high speed. Its new spiked gear isn't a living creature. What? That can't be. All these years, I thought that the 3rd gear was the 3rd clank that makes up the clink and the Clink Clank. Kind of like how Magnetime gets its 3rd magnet, that's also part of the Pokemon. And Execute gets another shitty egg, that's also part of the Pokemon. But this was just a regular gear all along. Find me another YouTube video that drops that bombshell, okay? And then come at me. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Dear Diary, I was today years old when I learned that the 3rd gear in Clink Clank is, in fact, not a living thing. And from this moment on, my life will never be the same again. 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 And so, for now, that concludes this educational wild journey of which Pokemon each fighter from Smash would team up with. Make sure you check out part 1 and 2, and the final part, which will be coming out very soon. Thank God. Bye. Bye.